Hi guys, hi. Um, I'm gonna do a video request tonight, which is all about my voice. It's a video I've been meaning to do for some time. Maybe there'll be another one that follows on after it, or a few more. Um, Basically, this came from a comment from Joel Kraus. He said, this is from a message, I think. Oh, no, it's from a comment. Someone heavily thinking about transitioning, is it a constant conscious effort to stay in your feminine voice? Well, the short answer is no, not anymore. But yes, it used to be quite hard to concentrate and to do my feminine voice all the time at a certain level. Like, voice for me was, when I started transitioning, it was something that I identified straight away. This is a critical thing. You know, it doesn't matter what I look like, if my voice isn't good, I'm not going to pass. And so I was like, right, this is almost like number one on my list of things that I have to crack. That is going to make the difference between having uh, maybe an easy transition or a harder transition. I've always been really good, like growing up, at doing impressions, regional accents, Hollywood stars. I don't know, like people off The Simpsons. So I've always kind of been able to play around with my voice. I can't sing, but I've always been, confident that I can hear something and learn to mimic it. So I kind of felt quite confident that although this felt like a massively insurmountable task, that it was something that I could learn to do. Nonetheless, it is really hard, and it takes a lot of hard work. But I still can't sing. But I'd like to think that I have quite a good passable voice now. So here's some kind of stuff, some notes that I've made that I'm going to read out and work through. Okay, to start with, I've wanted to, the whole kind of mimicking and learning from impressions, I thought, right, go on YouTube and find some English trans girls who've got videos and channels who are really good with their voice. And I was like, shit, there aren't any. Everybody's American. So that was kind of hard because I was trying to mimic people in an American accent, and it kind of was quite limiting. Candy FLA, really good. I mean, her voice is so amazing. And so, I watched a lot of her videos, and I think certainly starting off, I learned a lot from them. Minor Quarterback as well. I think I just really liked her kind of style, and the way, like, her voice is quite husky, and it's maybe a little bit androgynous, but it's still female. And maybe on one level I was kind of thinking, well, actually that's how I see myself kind of ending up having, maybe a slightly husky voice. Like, my voice can be quite husky at times, and it's important to remember that not all women have high squeaky voices. I mean, my telephone voice, my telephone voice is more kind of like, up here and a bit more kind of melodic, and but my normal voice can go kind of quite low. And don't kind of convince yourself that you need to have like ultra femme voice, because you don't need to have that to pass. It's not how a lot of women speak at the end of the day. And listen to how women speak. A lot of women have quite low voices. Some women have really low voices like that, and it's like really kind of growly, sort of, I don't know, funny voices. And, so your voice can sound all different kinds of ways and still pass. So, anyway, I found an English girl called Nicole Gibson, who, I don't think she has a channel anymore, but if you search her on YouTube, you'll find videos of her talking. And I kind of thought, yeah, you know, she's got a good voice. I'd like to aim to sound like her. So I was like, right, where do I start? You know, I'm watching videos of her and Candy FLA, and I just can't get near it. You know, they're up here and I'm here. And, you know, okay, I can put my pitch up when I speak, but it just felt like such a massive, you know, like night and day, the difference. And I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't know where to start, basically. So the first things that I think are the most critical is practice, okay? Obviously, you know, if you're trying to do, I mean, I had 6 months between me deciding to transition and starting full time. So I was like, right, let's use that time. And every day, half an hour to work, half an hour back from work in the car, I would practice. You know, I would read signs of vans, number plates, describe the weather, anything, all in my female voice, play it back on my phone. Any kind of practice, but you've got to put the time in. You've got to do it. And pitch. So this is where I started. I was like, right, okay, intonation and all the other kinds of things that, you know, sound good. Don't worry too much about them. Focus on your pitch, because that is number one, obviously. I guess, maybe not obviously, I don't know. But if you can get your pitch where it needs to be, in the kind of feminine range, and, you know, feminine and masculine range cross over a bit, that is really what you need to be able to do, and to learn to be able to just go back to that point all the time, straight away to the same point, because, you know, it's hard to just pick up the phone and go, hello, hi, you know, you just want to be like, hello, you know, or you need to be able to kind of get to it like straight away, be straight in there. So that for me was like point one, finding where that pitch is trying to be, experimenting with different things like breathiness. You know, God, if I listen to some of my old voice messages on my phone, I sound like Joanna Lumley. I'm like, hello, good morning, hi. And it's like, it's really embarrassing, but don't be afraid of trying different things. You know, you're gonna make a dick out of yourself, basically, doing all these things. So just embrace it and, you know, have some fun and be stupid. You're on your own, nobody can hear you. So that was, yeah, get the pitch. And I had some lessons as well with a very good lady called Christella Antoni, who's based down in London. I'll put a link in the comments at the bottom. But she's really good, and she works specifically with trans people. She has a website, and she does things like, she put these things on your neck, which record vibration. So she would say, right, talk in your normal male voice, and now talk in where you think your female voice is. And she would actually scientifically say, right, well, this is the normal range for female pitch, and, you know, you are here, and, you know, you need to be here or whatever. So it was good. Like when I went to see her, my pitch was pretty much where it should have been. My voice was still like, you know, pretty ropey, but my pitch was right. So I was like, right, okay. And I knew I could go back to that pitch quite easily. You know, just, I knew in my brain it was like throwing ball. You know, if someone says throw a ball and hit that door, you know how hard, how soft, how high, and it was like, it's just having that kind of muscle memory in your vocal cords to be able to just access that every time. So it's like, once you've starting to get that, it's then good, you know, Christella would have me like doing like little poems and reading little stories, and things like that, really, which were designed to teach you the sort of flow of how your voice should carry over different words. So it would be things that were like quite funny, like I don't know. It was a wet, windy day, and Mrs. Wilson left the house and walked to the station. And you'd really kind of go overboard with it, but you were learning how to, kind of inflection and rhythm and, things like that. I mean, I found things like I started French lessons again a few years ago, and I found it really hard when I went to like a French lesson because my voice was passable at that point in time. But as soon as I started talking in French, it would drop down an octave or something, and I'd stop constantly because I was trying to think about what I was saying. And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, right, yeah, okay, I'll read this, or I'll say something, and then I'd be like, je pense que, and I'd be like, oh no, everyone's looking at me, and it was really hard. It really kind of highlighted the fact that as soon as I needed to concentrate hard on anything, that the quality of my voice deteriorated. So it was really a case of actually, still realising I've still got a long way to go, and being able to maintain your voice no matter what you're thinking about, like trying to do two things at once, like trying to pat your head and rub your tummy. So I mean, it's only now, I think, in the last sort of 6 months or maybe the last year, that I can confidently speak in French and sort of maintain the pitch. That's quite a hard thing. So yeah, I think, pitch, then when you're confident with your pitch, kind of learning intonation, and perhaps, being able to kind of multitask a bit, I suppose, isn't it? Think about different stuff and still keep your voice the same. And then it was things like, as well, I did some group lessons with my local gender clinic, which were really fun. Like the most cringy thing I've ever done in my life, because we had this brilliant lady who would get us to do the most, like, we do like a Mexican wave, for example, where she'd just go like, right, I'm going to do this thing to you, and then you turn to do it to the next person, and then and so on. She'd just be like, I don't know, just belt something completely random out, and you just had to do it. And I was probably one of the more confident people there, and even for me, I just wanted to cringe and die what I was doing. But it was a really good lesson to learn, that don't be afraid to play around and go outside your comfort zone, because if you don't ever do that, you're not going to learn to access areas that you need to. You will gain a lot from pushing your boundaries and doing stupid shit, and kind of I don't know, you just being confident to express yourself in silly ways. So she got us focusing on that, and a lot on our breathing, and things like the pace. Don't if you're getting worried or stressed, you can slow down. I found this was a really good technique on the phone a lot, because I do a lot of talking on the phone at work. So when my voice wasn't that good, I was trying all different things, just like every other call, just to do something different. And I found if I kind of really slowed down what I was saying to people, and really sort of, like focus on a different point in the sentence, that they would, so do things like that. And it actually really worked, because times when I wasn't really passing that much, but I was doing that, and I'm like, oh, this really works. If I kind of change the pace of the way I'm talking, people were just gendering my voice as female. So she taught us a lot of that, and breathing through your chest and through your tummy, like lying on the floor. She got us doing a lot of meditating, which a lot of these quite seemingly random exercises that it was kind of like Karate Kid. You know, and she was like Mr. Miyagi. It's like she'd have us like, you know, doing wax on, wax off and paint the fence and all this stuff that kind of didn't really have any practical application. But then at the end of 10 weeks, it all suddenly kind of came together, and you're like, okay, I'm suddenly like, right, okay, that's why we did that and that. Yeah. And it all kind of gelled, and suddenly you were like, wow, what, you know, she was amazing. She really taught us stuff, but really just breathing, confidence, pace, and express yourself, and don't be, don't always hold yourself back, you know, kind of project your voice and be a bit silly sometimes. And also finally things like, one of the main things she taught us was talking through your head versus talking through your chest. So when you talk, like she got us to do a lot of stuff in our guy voice, like these things called dinosaurs, where you would go at the very top of your pitch, and then you would come all the way down, and you know, and really by using all of that, you were still kind of understanding how women don't have any of this resonance really, or generally, through their chest. Like if I put my hands on my chest, there's a little bit of resonance, but very little. Whereas all the kind of noise is being made in the top of your voice box. Whereas for guys, I'll just do my guy voice. It feels weird because I don't ever do it now.
Right, guy voice. Guy voice is right down here through your chest.
But when you do that, you know, you feel this vibration, the air kind of in your chest. When you're learning to move all this kind of, all your kind of energy up into this part of your voice box. I can't really accurately describe how you learn to do it. Maybe I'll have to think, because it's really complicated for me now to kind of articulate how that happens. But it's really, sort of keeping your voice in this area, and it's a real strain at first, but after a while you can just relax, and it just feels normal. So that's my kind of quick rundown on voice. I hope it's been helpful, and if there's anything else anyone wants to know, please let me know. So keep your requests coming, please. Put them in the comment box, and I'll see you guys for a video next week. Stay gorgeous.